Your CV, Colonel. But my interest is just as a police officer, do you take an oath to perform your job?
That's correct, my lord.
Like judges.
You can even refer to us our code of conduct.
Yeah. In terms of the Police Act.
That's correct, that as well, yes.
And what happens if you transgress your code?
So, like a normal law, they can take you for fraud or anything on that line.
How many cases? I see here you say, I'm reading your affidavit. You say you're attached to the National Cold Case Investigation Unit based in Pretoria, National Head Office, and you've acted as an analyst and investigation officer. And then 2, you say, I've been attached to my current position since 2021, but before I was at the Priority Crime Management Center since 2009 as an analyst. I have up to date analyzed in excess of about 2,000 cases. Is it correct? Is it true? Let me ask like that.
It could be more.
Yeah, 2,000 cases.
Yeah, it could be more.
Any court ever told you you're a liar?
No, not at all.
Or rejected your evidence?
Never.
It's not possible?
No, never, my lord.
Never?
Never.
You appeared in the regional court and the high court?
That's correct, my lord. Even Cape Town, Joburg here, and we're currently busy in Natal as well, KZN.
The unit which you were attached to?
That's correct.
Was it said it was based in?
The last 2 years in Pretoria.
In Pretoria, no?
Yes, and before that in Joburg.
In Joburg?
Yes. No, and also assisted the National Non-Ferrous team. So with that, I worked the whole country.
Have you lectured any of the rookies, young people who come in to be trained as analysts, etc.?
Yes, especially in my last years at the PCMC in Jamestown, in my office, when I was in command of the team, and I lectured it, and some of the guys are already testifying in court now.
I'm sorry to pry. I know you are retired. Do you have any interest in pursuing your career as a detective analyst?
That's correct, my lord. I'm currently busy assisting the people, and let's hope there's a contract coming for me or in the private sector.
Have you been trained outside the country, for instance?
No.
Never trained?
I can well mention that I do receive in-service training from people who's been trained outside the country.
Okay. Do you know any of the accused in front of this court?
Not before, I know them now.
What did you gain by fabricating, as it has been put to you by all the councils, by fabricating and conspiring to fabricate and perverting the course of justice? Or what would you gain in a case like this?
Absolutely nothing, my lord, because...
When they give you a promotion, for instance, to say, oh...
then it's too late. Now it's too late. No, I agree with you. There's absolutely nothing in it for me which I can gain. And let's say fabricating evidence. Like I already mentioned before this morning, that time when they download the phone, no one knows about the number 202. So why should someone during the line put 202 in a spreadsheet?
But are you adamant that you have never been charged? I know some judges have been charged, for instance, my colleagues, who are alleged to have been dishonest or to have contravened the law or the ethics. Some of them have been charged.
No, never.
Have you never been?
Never.
Departmentally?
Never departmentally.
Because when you read today that some police are also committing offences, and some of them happen to be charged. You have never ever?
Never. I'm a clean record.
Angaze-ke ngathi-ke ngisemaphoyiseni-ke ngiye-ke la kwinkundla-ke noma-ke la khona-ke kuqondiswa khona igwegwe nangaphakathi khona-ke emaphoyiseni angazi nje lutho.
Yes, Mr. Baloi, any answers, questions arising from the court's questions?
The court's questions are alarming, my lord, but I would like to ask a few questions in response to that. In fact, I want to give my commentary on the conversation you just had with STEYN. I mean, it was so, how can I put it? I've never seen, or rather, I've never heard STEYN so comfortable, so happy. He's giggling, he's chuckling. I mean, it was such a nice interaction between you two. Actually, both of you are in this state of demeanor that we are so not used to, us, the members of the jury, okay? Us, the members of the public, as I call you, the members of the jury. So, as the members of the jury, we are just watching and thinking to ourselves, wow, wouldn't it be so nice if Judge Ratha conducted himself in this manner? Look at the mannerism. No hands being thrown, no clicking of the lips, of the tongue, no sucking of the tongue. Just, it was such a beautiful interaction. Only for Stain. No, he didn't have to read anything from the law books. He's writing down a lot of notes, okay? He's going through his CV. This felt like a job interview. Wouldn't you agree? It felt like, Judge Ratha was considering hiring him for his private investigation on cell phone download analysis stuff. But we already know what kind of a disaster that was when it was STEYN versus Mnisi, STEYN versus Ramasipili, STEYN versus Ngomezulu, STEYN versus Ngumalo, STEYN versus Mshololo. It was a mess. Okay, Guningi. So this, of course, was a breath of fresh air for him. He didn't have to fight for his dinner. He didn't have to fight for his breakfast. We all know he's not having jungle oats, as Judge Ratha informed us. He's got to have that English breakfast before coming to court. So let me know in the comment section down below, what kind of tea do you think they would have served them in this informal conversation that they were having? But that conversation goes on the record. Do you know what I mean? So was Judge Ratha questioning the witness? Did Judge Ratha descend into the arena, as Ngomezulu calls it? And specifically, some highlights that he asked was, as a police officer, do you take an oath to perform your job? What happens if you're found in transgression of your code of conduct? And Stain says, well, they do the fraud thing. Like, Stain can't even answer that correctly. No, there's a disciplinary hearing. No, he's very evasive with his answer. I mean, he was answering with such confidence. The rest of the stuff, for example, what did he say? Has any court ever told you that you're a liar or rejected your evidence? And he goes, never, ever. Okay. Have you lectured any rookies? Oh yes, we all know that Stain can't just say yes. He's got to say yes because I was in charge of a team, and some of the guys are already testifying in court. My first thought was, oh no, they've multiplied. The problem has multiplied. And then the judge apologizes and says, I'm so sorry to pry. It would be so nice if we ever heard him speak like this to any of the defense team, but that remains a dream. We're yet to see that to date. Then they go on and on, and he asks Stein, do you have any interest in pursuing a career as a detective analyst? And Stein goes, yes, let's hope there's a contract coming for me in the private sector. Like, okay, it was going down. They were just having a great time. Then he asked him, have you trained outside the country? And he says, no. But the people who trained me, they've trained outside the country. So, by osmosis, therefore, I have trained outside the country. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. And then the judge asks, this is an important question because you're going to hear it when Mnisi comes up, his response. And then he goes on to say, do you know any of the accused? And Stain goes, no. These Mgulugutus, I wouldn't know them. Commies? Absolutely not. And then he goes on to say, what would you gain by fabricating information? By conspiring to fabricate and preventing the course of justice? Would you get a promotion? And Stain goes, I would gain absolutely nothing, my lord. Okay? As I already mentioned this morning, I told you he cannot answer a question just like that. As I've already mentioned this morning, that when the cell phone downloads was done, nobody even knew the number ending in 202. So why would someone put 202 in the spreadsheet? I'm raising my hand. I can answer that, Stain. Someone would do that because they want to fabricate and falsify evidence so that the 5 accused are found guilty for the charge of Senzomeiwa. That would be the reason. If you're still wondering why anyone would do that, then a whole exercise, this entire cross-examination plus examination you went through has been a wasted time. But you know what? Judge Ratha says, are you adamant that you have never been charged? And he says, no, never. Judge Ratha goes on to say, I know some judges that have been charged. Dr. Slope, okay? One that comes to mind right now. Let me know in the comment section if you can think of some other judges. Ooh. How can I forget? Maumela! Next comment, he goes on to say, Judge Ratha goes on to say, you read of some policemen who are committing offenses and being charged like it's some rare phenomenon. Like, are we on the same planet with these two? Stain says, no, I have a clean record. You know what? This was a crazy exchange, but it is what it is. It is on the record. So let's go ahead and listen to Mnisi, because Mnisi has questions for Stain after this interaction. If you missed Ngomezulu's questions, that lives in a separate video. I will link it up here, and you can go ahead and catch up with that one. All right, so let's jump over to Mnisi.
But I'll make my own conclusions when Keninda takes that stand.
Yes, Mr. Ramsepidi.
As the court pleases, my lord, I do not have any questions for the witness.
Thanks. Yes, Mr. Ngumalo. Mr. Ngumalo, please.
Oh,
I thought it's for case number 3.
I said Ngumalo. I didn't say Mr.
Sorry,
Mnisi.
madam, sorry.
And just like that, there goes court decorum right out the window. As like, what? How is he able to transition from goody two shoes, nice and polite, we're almost about to have tea and scones, to Mr. Ngumalo, please? Wow. What? What? Why does he treat the defense team as if they're his step kids? Why does he treat them like they're the stepchildren? They really irritate the hell out of him. How do they go from just sitting there? And I think it was Rasipili who gasped in shock when the judge had his outburst, because wow, so uncalled for. But yeah, there's a song, I think you guys know it. I know I'm laughing, but this is not a serious. This is. I know I'm laughing, but this is serious, guys. Let's hear Mnisi finally before I digress again.
I have nothing arising from the court's questions.
Yes, Mr. Mnisi.
thank you, my lord. So is it correct that on a number of occasions you are admitted in your own weight that in the compilation of the testimony or the information that you had to come and give you at court, you had made numerous mistakes? There are issues where you were not certain about, you forgot those issues. Is that not so?
The only one I can mention is on page 23.
I'm not saying mention those instances. I'm saying, is it not so that you made mistakes, you forgot certain things in your...
And I can refer to my spreadsheet where I typed the numbers from.
So is it correct that on a number of occasions you said there are issues that you made mistake on and there are issues that were, which you forgot?
No,
So you never said that you made mistake and then you forgot?
not many occasions.
Now you said you have actually, as the court was leading you, that you had done more than 200 cases and none of those cases were returned. 2,000, yes. And none of the presiding officers in those cases actually rejected your version.
That's correct.
That is, you're basing that assumption on the fact that the courts on which you appeared before ultimately returned a verdict of guilty on those that you're testifying against.
I don't understand.
I am saying we are basing that on the fact that the court on which you appeared or at which you appeared before would normally return a verdict of guilty against those that you're testifying against.
I can't agree. I can't comment.
Let me tell you this, sir. In courts, there are procedures. One of them, there's something called appeals. It could be that those courts that you appeared before on the basis of the fact that they would almost all convict people, then you would assume that your version is not rejected. But you don't know what is happening on appeal, not so?
No, actually, I monitor all my cases where there's been convictions.
Yeah. That is what I'm putting you, sir, that in as much as all the cases that you're appearing before, on the presiding officers, with due respect, that you're appearing before, their finding would be that the people that you have testified against, they will be found guilty. But the second leg of what is happening there, that is their appeals, maybe...
Mr. Mnisi, please, that's speculation. Present the evidence to him and say, in case number so-and-so, this is what happened.
I'm not here to present evidence, my lord.
No, no,
that
that's
is never my duty.
speculation.
It is him.
It's
It's
only-
the witness.
no, no,
I'm
no,
trying
Mr. Mnisi.
I'm trying to
Mr.
demonstrate to
Mr.
him
Mnisi,
that
just
he might
just
not be
behave,
accurate
please.
in saying
Just
that
behave.
in all the cases,
Just
because there are
behave.
appeal processes.
Just behave, please. He's told you he monitors all his cases.
Thank
Now
you,
you're
Lord.
telling him about appeals and
Thank you, my lord. I'm going to request you say, of all the 2,000 cases that you're saying you're monitoring, to identify the cases that went on appeal and what were the outcomes on appeal,
Don't
and
make-
come and present them here. Because
you don't have to. You don't have to. I'm overruling him. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Manu.
You don't have to.
Thank you. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's a trajectory that has been busy formulated here at court that has got to do with a credibility finding when that time for credibility finding has not yet arrived. And that is totally irregular. Thank you. I've got no further questions.
Thank you. I thought your curriculum vitae is in your affidavit,
Yes,
and you read it into the record.
that's correct.
Thank you. Okay.
It's me, my lord.
Sorry. Yes.
So if we were to score points, Mnisi Wemvula versus Judge Ratha, because you all heard it, it went down yet again. In the beginning, we had the soft-spoken judge, kind judge, really nice to the witness, no throwing hands, no opening of books. It was nice. It was really like other courthouses. You could follow what is going on without being dragged emotionally into the court proceedings. Until, of course, Mnisi stands up and then he asks Steyn to produce evidence, okay? He asked Steyn, of the 2,000 cases you say have never been rejected by a court and have resulted in an arrest, okay, or a conviction. Well, we need to give us the list of those cases. Judge Ratha says, oh, absolutely not. And he turns over to the witness and says, you don't have to do that, okay? Don't listen to him. He crazy. Do not do that. And Mnisi goes on to say, the judge goes on to say, yeah, you have to bring the evidence and show him the case. And then, and Mnisi says, what are you talking about? I'm a defense advocate. I do not bring evidence. My job is not to bring evidence or present evidence, my lord. That is never my duty. Ooh, the affirmative right there. Ratha is screaming over Mnisi's voice and saying, just behave, just behave, just behave, please. Like, what is going on here? But you know what? Judge Ratha will never be the bigger person. Let's just say Mnisi was wrong in his approach, in his demeanor. Why can't Judge Ratha be the bigger person? Why must it become a shouting match? Why must it become a shouting match? We heard with Thabo Besta's magistrate guy. No, it was a high court guy. In the Thabo Besta pre-trial kind of things that haven't really pre-trialed, the pre-trial judge, as Thabo Besta went on and on and on, at the end he said to him, are you done? Why can't Judge Ratha wait for Mnisi to finish and then say, are you done? Or maybe even say, strike that from the record, overruled. Why can't he wait? Why must he jump in before somebody finishes whatever it is that they're saying? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of that hot exchange between the two. But yeah, in the end of it all, Mnisi ends it with, you know what the judge did? How can you be trying to find a credibility finding now? Yeah, reading Steyn's CV. Like, I was like, what is going on here? What procedure is this? And can you read us what section it is in the criminal code? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that was very strange. But Mnisi says, you know what? I'm going to put it on record because we know the defense, that's all they do now. Put it on the record. And he says the time for credibility finding has not yet arrived, and yet the court is doing that, and that is totally irregular. And he sits down. Ooh, the judge says nothing. Instead, he keeps it moving. Let me know in the comment section down below. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. That's the end of this video. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. You absolutely have my heart. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching all the ads. It means the world to me, all right? And Mzansi, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing because that too is contributing and thanking me for the content that you're watching anyway, okay? Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload. Well, guess what? Let's not forget why we're all gathered here, just to figure out who actually killed Senzo Meyiwa. I know. It's been a long couple of days. We haven't heard any mention of the deceased. So you know how we do it here in the comment section. Drop a soccer emoji, representation of justice for Senzo Meyiwa. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on my next upload.